Please welcome President and CEO of Starbucks, Kevin Johnson.
Well, good morning. I want to give you a warm welcome to Seattle, Washington, home of the Starbucks Coffee Company since 1971. Now, I want to thank some of my Starbucks partners who greeted you when you came in the doors this morning. We want to make sure that we show you a warm welcome to the city of Seattle, and it's an honor to be here with you today, and I'll tell you why. We've gathered together people from around the world, and in this hall, we have people that share common beliefs. The belief that being in the service of others can have positive impact in the world we live in. A belief that being in service of others is joyful. And the belief that service unites. Now that is core to Starbucks. It always has been. And it starts with our mission statement: to inspire and nurture the human spirit, one person, one cup, one neighborhood at a time. And this is why, as a company, we've always been focused on the values, taking care of one another. In fact, it's why in 1987 we were the first company that provided part-time workers with health care. We call all of our employees around the world partners. And that's because when we went public, we gave all our partners equity in the company, sharing the success. It's why a few years ago, we introduced the Starbucks College Achievement Plan, where we will pay for our partners to attend ASU and get a college degree and graduate debt-free. So living our values, pursuing our mission starts by serving our partners. But it goes further. We extend that into having positive social impact. So I want to pose a question. A simple yet powerful question. What is the role and responsibility of a for-profit, publicly traded company? Now, why does this matter? Well, we live in a period where faith in large institutions and governments is suffering. And this powerful question is core to who we are. And we don't claim to have the only approach or the best approach, but we have an approach that is true to us. Yes, we are a for-profit company, publicly traded company, and we have a mission to create shareholder value, but equally important is our mission to leverage our scale for good. And that's why we focus on social impact projects related to sustainability. The fact our agronomists work to create hybrid coffee trees that are rust resistant, and then we give tens of millions of them to farmers, coffee farmers around the world. It's why we work on our coffee and farmer equity practices so that we can create coffee as the first sustainable commodity. Opportunity. It's why we work to create opportunity for our partners, but it's also why when we saw the number of veterans returning after a decade of serving our countries, returning to civilian life, we made a commitment several years ago to hire 10,000 veterans and their spouses. We exceeded that commitment, and we have increased that commitment. We've now increased our commitment to hire 25,000 veterans and their spouses. It's why when we identified that there are more than 5 million young people in America today between the ages of 16 and 24 who are not in school and not at work, oftentimes coming from economically disadvantaged environments, broken families, And if someone doesn't take action, this could be the lost generation. So we launched an initiative around Opportunity Youth. We committed to hire 10,000 of these young people, and we exceeded that. We hired 40,000. We've now upped that to 100,000. Sustainability, opportunity, and the third pillar of our social impact agenda, community. Now, I want to share a little bit of an aspiration we have around community. The Starbucks green apron is iconic for service. So how do we leverage our scale for good? Well, I am in service of the over 330,000 Starbucks partners around the world who proudly wear the green apron. They, in turn, are in service of over 90 million customers that walk into our stores every week. And together, we are in service of the communities that we operate in across 75 countries around the world. Community. Our aspiration is that by the year 2020, in partnership with you, organizations like you, and Points of Light, we aspire to have every one of our 26,000 stores engaged in community. Now, this happens organically. It happens because of our partners who live in these communities. I'll give you one example. Over a year ago, some Starbucks partners who were working in the store at the end of the day observed that when we had food items that we did not sell through and could no longer be used, but they were ready to donate to feed the hungry, we couldn't find a way to donate them. But our partners banded together and they said, we are going to find a solution. We are going to find a path to create a national food share program. And this started from our partners. We found an organization called Feeding America. That's right. We partnered with Feeding America because here we are, an organization that has food ready to donate to feed the hungry, but we couldn't find a way to do it. Feeding America had built a supply chain across the country to be able to safely accept that food, distribute it, and get it in the hands of other nonprofits who could get it into the points of presence to feed the hungry. So 2 weeks ago, I had the privilege of being a part of an event in New York City with 300 of my Starbucks partners, together with Feeding America and with a local partner in New York called City Harvest. All right. And together, we launched this food share program in New York City. It was the 10th city in America that Starbucks had launched this program in. And the energy from our partners and the pride that it showed and the fact that we were doing good in our community is just one example of what we aspire to do in every one of our stores, in every community, in every country we operate in. Now, our goal with the food share program is to roll this out nationwide. We're now in 10 cities across America, but once we roll this out nationwide, we would be in a position, we believe, to provide 50 million meals to help us close the gap on hunger in America. Now, we believe that this social impact is a core part of who we are. And I want to thank you for your partnership. And yes, we are a company that is performance-driven. We are a company that has a responsibility to create shareholder value. But we also believe that in addition to creating shareholder value, it's about leveraging our scale for good, doing good in the communities we serve, focusing on sustainability in our environment, focusing on opportunity for people, and focusing on what we can do together in our communities. And so thank you for being a part of this conference. It is now